Hi everyone, welcome back to Eden. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing great. So I'm back again with another lesson. So before we proceed with what we are about to learn today, please do like, share and subscribe. So we have been discussing about verbs since few videos. Now, like in the previous class, we have discussed about helping verbs and linking verbs. In today's video, we'll be discussing about non-finite verbs. So that the types of verbs will be over. So after which we can move on to tenses. So what are non-finite verbs? So here we have seen. So they are categorized into three types. So non-finite verbs, they do not serve. They are not the main verbs. They don't serve as the main verb in an independent clause. So in any clause, if we take, they don't serve as a main verb. And also they don't have any tense. That means they don't have any time period. Okay. So when we are saying they don't have tense, that means they are neutral in case. So they can have, okay, they can have their past form, means surrounding sentence, the sentence which is surrounding them can have the past, present and future forms, but they themselves don't have any time sense, means they won't be treated as related to time. So they are classified as, we know, like they are classified as gerunds and infinitives and also participles. So today, in today's class, we'll be discussing about all three topics. With that, like the non-finite verbs will be over. So what is a gerund? So when we are saying gerunds, there are no special words, but they are simply nouns. Okay, nouns here means like when it is noun, why are we taking it as a verb? You might have a doubt like why are we taking or considering it as a verb. So actually they are not verbs, but they'll be acting as a noun, but the words seem to look like an action word. Okay, so we have seen in non-finite verbs, we have seen that they don't act as an active word or an action word. Okay, so here gerunds are nothing but they will be having a word which has an ending as ing form and they'll act as a noun. Suppose if I am taking a word like play, okay, if I am taking a word like play, play is nothing but the root form of the word which is verb. Now if I am saying playing, it can act even as a gerund. Okay, playing is good. If I say playing is good for health, when I am saying playing is good for health, here it is acting as a noun, it is not acting as a verb. Okay, playing is good for health is acting as a noun. Here in this sentence, it is acting as a noun. So when it acts as a noun, then they will be treated as gerunds. They are non-finite verbs. Okay, so gerunds will have ing form of ending. Okay, and they will act as a noun. Now, when they are acting as a noun, they can be taken at the beginning of a sentence or they can be seen even at the end of a sentence. So when they are in the beginning of a sentence, they can act as a subject of a sentence. They can be seen even as an object of a sentence. So they serve as a subject or object of a sentence. So depending upon how, like the example which I have just now said, I said playing is good for health. So when I am saying playing is good for health, playing, this is acting as a subject. Okay, so it is a noun which is at the beginning of a sentence and it is acting as a subject of a sentence. So that is a gerund here. It is having an ing form of ending. Okay, they are looking like verbs. Whenever we are saying playing, simply when we take it as playing, we will be considering it as an action word. But depending upon how it is being used, it is changing its form into a gerund. So they are non-finite verbs. They are not actual verbs. They are not actually telling about the action being performed, but they are being considered as a nouns. Okay, now they are created. So how are they created? By using either the main verb or the helping verb. With the help of main verbs and helping verbs, they are created. Gerunds are created. So we have taken play, the main verb. So with the help of main verb, we have created a gerund saying it as playing, swim, swimming. Okay, so we'll see few examples. With that, you will have a clear picture of what this gerunds exactly are. So gerunds are nothing but they'll be having an ing form of ending, just like a verb, but they will be acting as a noun. So they can act as a subject or they can even act as an object of a sentence. Okay, so I'm here with some examples. Okay, so if you look at this particular sentence, I like swimming. So clearly we can identify that the verb is like. Okay, and generally we'll be thinking swimming and all, they'll be taken as like a verb. Okay, so here I like swimming. So what do I like? Swimming. So this is having swim is a word, action word we can say. It is a main verb like we can say. So swim and added ing. So this is acting as a noun. So this is a gerund here. Okay, I like swimming. So this is in the object part of the sentence. So it is a noun, it is in the object part of a sentence, and it is easy to identify the gerunds like this, right? So I like swimming, it is in the object part of the sentence. Okay, now it can even be in question forms. Gerunds can even be taken in question forms, and then also they can be taken in the end of the sentence like an object or predicate part. So do you love going out? So can you identify the gerund in this sentence? Yes, it is having an ing form. So going out. Okay, so going out is the gerund in this sentence. Now, can you identify the gerund in this sentence? Being loud can make someone feel special. Being loud can make someone feel special. So what is the gerund? So being. It is taking the be form. It is taking the helping verb form. That is to be form, which is be. So being. So being loved can make someone feel special. So being loved is the subject part. So it is taking the subject part of the sentence. So this is a gerund. It is acting as a subject here, right? So I said gerunds can either be subjects or objects. So you can see this. And something special about gerunds in this sentence, if we see, we enjoyed singing yesterday. We enjoyed singing yesterday. Who is the doer here? Who is the doer who is doing the action? What is the action being done here? What is the action being done? It is actually enjoying. The action is enjoying. Who is enjoying? We. Means we ourselves. We ourselves enjoyed singing yesterday. So people were singing. We all were singing yesterday and we enjoyed it a lot. So that means the doer has to be signaled. They have to be mentioned. So here, even if it is not mentioned, it is indicating that it is signaling who is doing. We enjoyed singing yesterday. Ourselves. We ourselves enjoyed singing yesterday. Okay. We ourselves enjoyed singing yesterday. So this is also a gerund. Now, we enjoyed their singing. We enjoyed their singing. So there are cases wherein we will be writing gerunds in such a way that the doer should come right before the non-finite verb. What is the non-finite verb here? Non-finite verbs are nothing but the gerunds also are non-finite verbs. So singing is non-finite verb, isn't it? Singing is a gerund here. So the doer should come right before the non-finite verb. So there. So we enjoyed their singing. Somebody is doing the action. Okay. We enjoyed their singing. Someone was doing the action. So this is indicating we enjoyed their singing. This is indicating the doer. So they should come before the gerunds. So these are different kinds in which gerunds can be expressed in a sentence. So in all these sentences you can see they are not actually performing any action or they are not actually telling us about any action being done, but they are signaling us in different ways. Okay. So gerunds are non-finite verbs. They are not actual verbs, but they don't have any tenses. You can see they don't have any tense. They are not taking any tense form. They are not indicating any time period. But around it, the sentence which is holding the gerunds has got past form or present form. See, if you see this, we enjoyed, that is indicating the past form. But this verb, particularly singing, is not indicating any tense. It is not present, it is not past, it is not in the future. Okay. The surrounding sentence has got the tense form, but the gerund itself doesn't have any tense form, right? I'll come back with participles. Okay, next form of non-finite verbs is participles. So what participles are? So participles, they are also a form of verbs which are used in a sentence, but what are they doing? Their actual purpose is to modify. What do they modify? They modify a noun or a noun phrase. Means whatever noun is there in the sentence, they are used to modify the noun, or they are used to modify a noun phrase, or they can modify a verb or a verb phrase. So after modifying them, generally we know what are the words which are used to modify nouns and verbs. So they are nothing but adjectives and adverbs, right? So when a noun is being modified, it is nothing but an adjective, and when a verb is being modified, verb or verb phrase, when it is being modified, it works as an adverb, right? So here, first of all, the participles, they will be modifying the nouns or noun phrases, verbs or verb phrases. So after modifying them, they'll be themselves acting like an adjective or an adverb. Okay, so those are participles. So participles are of two kinds, like present participle and past participle, right? So what is present participle? The verb which is the action which is being done right now, okay, in the present, okay, and it will be indicating an action at present. And past participle is about what happened in the past. So here the verbs will be used, those verbs will be used, not the actions, not the time frame, okay. So in present participle, if suppose something is singing, okay, singing, so it will be sung in the past participle, singing, sung, okay. Now we will see some words. So in this particular examples, we can see few words related to participles, okay. So the first sentence, if you see, the sleeping cat there is my pet. So I am saying that there is a cat which is sleeping and that is my pet. So here cat is the noun, isn't it? Cat is the noun. So here you can see a participle, sleeping, okay. Participles are words which seem to look like verbs, right? They are not verbs, but they seem to look like verbs. So sleeping is the participle, which is present participle. The sleeping cat means it is modifying the noun. So here this sleeping is acting as an adjective, okay. So it is modifying the noun and it is acting as an adjective. The sleeping cat there is my pet. So it is modifying the noun and it is acting as an adjective, and this is nothing but an adjective participle, okay. So now he has been staring at that painting for us. He has been doing that for us. So that means it is a progressive form, that is, it is a continuous form. That is from the past he is doing that. He has been staring, that is a progressive tense. So here staring is nothing but the participle, okay. It is a progressive participle. He has been staring at the painting for us. So here you can see it is acting as a progressive, means continuous participle, okay. Continuous tense. Which tense? Perfect continuous tense, right? He has been doing it. Similarly, the Easter bunny had hidden lots of eggs. So the Easter bunny had hidden. Hidden is the past form of past participle. Hidden is the past participle. The Easter bunny had hidden. So this is the past participle which is being used. So here when we are talking about participles, we have seen it in regular and irregular verbs. While making them, we have seen how the regular and irregular verbs are being formed. So those are the words which will be used as participles. We have seen there simple past and past participle, okay. So those are the words which will be used in the sentences. The participles are nothing but non-finite verbs which seem to look like verbs, but they are not the actual verbs, but they will be along with they are made out of helping verbs again, right? So we'll see the last type. Okay, the third kind of non-finite verbs is nothing but infinitives. So what these infinitives are? So these are, like we can say, they are the basic form of word which are used in a dictionary. So they are nothing but the root form of verbs. So in general, they are nothing but the root form of verbs which we call them as infinitives. Along with that, they are preceded by a to. So to the root form of verb, if there is a to in front of it, okay, if there is a to in front, like walk, Okay, walk. Walk is a dictionary form of verb. It is a root form of verb, that is walk. If I say to walk, if it is preceded by a word to along with the verb, then we call it as an infinitive. So like to go, to walk, to talk, to sit, to say. Okay, all these are words which are called as infinitives. So this infinitives, they are used along with verbs. So when they are used along with verbs, they are used as a noun phrase or as a modifier or even as in a question form. How they are being used as a noun phrase, how they are being used as a in a question form, or how they are being used as a modifier, we'll see with the help of some examples. So you understood what infinitives are? Infinitives are nothing but along with the root form of verbs, a word to is preceded. So if there is a word to in front of the root form of verb, we are calling it as infinitive. Suppose if there is no to in front of that root form of verb, we call it as bare infinitive. Okay, bare infinitive means there is no to in front of the verb, that is the base form of the verb, that we call it as a bare infinitive. Okay, so let us see with the help of some examples. Okay, so here are a few examples which will be talking about the infinitives. So here in this particular examples, I have said like they'll be acting as a noun phrase, they'll be used along with other verbs, they'll be used as a modifier, they'll be used even for questioning. Okay, so few examples for all that, wherein with the help of example you can understand. So in this example, if you see, today I plan to run, to clean my room and to prepare food. So you have seen, so there are three infinitives. I plan to run, to clean my room and to prepare food. So there are three infinitives. That means they are used along with other verbs. Okay, so they are used. Plan is the verb here. Okay, so planning is a verb. So today I plan to run, to clean my room and to prepare food. So all these are infinitives. Okay, so you can see this is the base form of word, and along with that there is a to which is accompanying it. It is preceded by a to. So to run, to clean, to prepare. So by looking at it, you can make out it is an infinitive and it is a non-finite verb. Next, so here in this sentence, if you see, to err is human. So to err is human. So this to err is the infinitive here. To err is human. In this sentence, to err is the infinitive we are talking about. So here it is in the subject part of the sentence. This is at the beginning of a sentence. Okay, so it is acting as a subject. So here it is used as a noun. Okay, it is used as a noun. So to err is human. So it is used as a noun phrase. So this is acting in the subject part of sentence. So this is a noun phrase type of infinitive. Now here if you see, it was nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you. So to meet is the infinitive. But where is that to meet? In which part of the sentence? It is in the object part of the sentence. Here also it is noun phrase only, but here it is in object part of the sentence. So here it is in subject part of the sentence, here it is in the object part of sentence. So in both these sentences it is acting as a noun phrase. Right, next. Nice to listen to. So when we are saying nice to listen to listen, it is nothing but it is acting as a modifier. It is acting as a modifier. Like what type of modifier? To listen to means adverb. So it is acting as an adverbial modifier. Okay. Now, why walk when you could run? Why walk when you could run? So here if you see, you don't find any to here. You don't find to. But this is called as bare infinitive. I told when it is not having any to in front of it, it is called as bare infinitive. So some sentences will simply consider the bare infinitives wherein you don't need to add to the word, but you will simply use it as it is like that in the root form, but still it is acting as an infinitive, but which is called as bare infinitive. Here it is a question form. To walk. Why walk? after a question, after why, immediately it will be coming. So why walk when you could run? So this is a bare infinitive, and this is also an infinitive question mark type of sentence. Now, does she dance? Does she dance? So here also it is using a bare infinitive. So bare infinitive takes helping verbs. So when the questions are using helping verbs, here it has used the do form of helping verb. So that is nothing but does. Does she dance? So this is also a bare infinitive, right? So here if you see, you should give it a try. You should give it a try. Here, give is the bare infinitive. So whenever helping verbs like will, should, can, could, okay, all this comes in a sentence. So there you will be having a bare infinitive. There you won't be using to. Okay, so you should give up because there is should in this. You should give it a try. So here should is there. The helping verb should is there. So this uses a bare infinitive. Directly give. You won't be using to give. Okay. One more thing is verbs of perception. Verbs are used for perception. That is, immediately after the object of the sentence, you will be using bare infinitive. Like, look at Ram go. So, look at Ram go. Here, immediately after the direct object, this is a direct object. So, immediately after the direct object, you find the bare infinitive. Okay. So, immediately after the direct object, you will be finding the bare infinitive. So, bare infinitives can be seen immediately after a direct object. So, this is also, that means for perception when we take, this is also an example we can say when we are talking about perception, when the words like look, see, okay, let, okay, all these comes, you will be using, like for example, you can't, and even the word make. So make and have. You can't make me talk. If I say you can't make me talk. So what is happening here? I have used the word make. So when this is used, then you will be using a bare infinitive, right? So this is about infinitive. So non-finite verbs are classified as gerunds, infinitives and participles. So we have seen gerunds. The gerunds are nothing but the ing form of verbs which act as nouns, and coming to participles, they are categorized as present participle and past participle, which we generally use. They are not the verbs, but they will be taking the verb forms and they'll just express them in the sentence. They won't have their own time frame. Okay. Then coming to the infinitives. So to the root form of verb, if there is a to preceding it, then it is called as an infinitive, and if there is no to in front of the root form of verb, we call it as a bare infinitive. So try to observe sentences and try to make out the difference between different sentences and how they are being used. Thank you.